know that. So I cry in my Cadillac. I don't wanna hold back. So I cry in my Cadillac. I don't wanna hold back. So I cry in my Cadillac. I don't wanna hold back. So I cry in my Cadillac. Don't wanna hold back. So I cry in my Cadillac. I don't wanna hold back.
A big thing with King Youngblood is we're really focused on being unapologetic about taking up space, especially with a band that is majority of color. It's a really important outlook that we have, and I think a big reason why we've been able to kind of carve our own lane with that. But we're here to remind Bellingham, like, hey, yo, you're friends from Seattle, you're friends from down south, we're here to kill it.
I feel like there's a lot of inspiration in the place that we come from, being Seattle, and we get to work with all these amazing legacies who have, gotten the chance to work with artists that I idolize and everybody listens to on their Spotify, Apple Music playlist when you think about rock, especially when you think about Seattle rock.
I think the biggest one that I think has really been speaking to us, because we're in the middle of writing our next album right now, but we got a chance to go on tour with Fishbone. They are really the pioneers of alt-black music, really, especially in the 90s, and really carving their own lane, especially for people of color in the rock world. I think that goes along with that is Black and Loud Fest. We put on a music festival that was centered around all black-fronted alternative bands. We've been looking at how to expand that even more so and take it on the road, and I don't want to spoil nothing too early, but Fishbone has actually expressed a lot of interest in joining us with that message, and it feels really powerful to be able to not just put on for our city, but also the communities that we come from too. When we put together Hold Your Crown, especially focusing on youth mental illness, we wanted to really put a very strong focus on having people that look like you talk to you, having people that have had your same experience or your same perspective, or at least something proximal to it, to be able to talk about those things, because that's what really makes a difference in somebody being able to listen, and in turn being able to stop and pause a lot of really negative elements of stigma around mental health before it expands into something much worse. The biggest reminder is that we're all in this together, and the more that we talk about it, I think the bigger ways that we'll see some change. The biggest thing for us has been recognize spaces where there aren't people that look like you. Recognize spaces where there are folks begging for authenticity, because that's your slot. I think that's been a really big part of, how we were able to carve our own lane, was really focusing on how to be our most authentic selves everywhere we go. It's the same reason why, when we throw a show, it doesn't matter who's in the room. We're still going to run it the same way, whether it's 3 people or 3,000. I think the biggest inspiration within that fire was recognizing that we were creating spaces to be our authentic selves.
One person can accomplish more than you think by organizing a community.
Yeah.
So all it takes is the one person, too.
Yeah. So don't forget how capable you are, because you can do it.
Everybody here is a seasoned musician by the time they stepped in the band. You know what I mean? And there's certain lessons that you learn about how to play with other people, and it's so easy to just step into a band where everybody already knows what they're doing and just be like, oh, let's just make good music.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think the big thing is we constantly inspire each other. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've looked at each one of these guys on stage after somebody else did something and was like, yo, did you see that? Did you hear that? Of like having fun with your growth, having fun with impressing each other and expanding on each other's ideas. And I think applying that along with the joy of making music with other people, I think we've just created a whole monster. Like, it's more than just feeling connected. It's feeling powerful. It's feeling like we're amplifying each other, and that's a hard thing to break, because that's more than just chemistry right there. We're working on a new album. Right before we hit the road in March, we're actually going to be going on a little week-long writing retreat and getting stuff locked in for King Youngblood too. I mean, we're just grateful that people want to listen. We the last really big show we played was over at the Neptune back in Seattle, and it was just a really powerful thing to see our songs actually resonating with folks. And we're just stoked that people are giving us not just willing ears, but actually want to be there to be a part of it too. We're stoked to see you, because if 2022 is our breakout year, 2023 is about to be a problem. So we'll see you around. Close it out, Sammy. Give him some heat, man. Drop a cold 73 bars. Come on.
Wise man once told me that he loves Bellingham. So do I.
Thank you.